understanding the nuances of human. Attraction often requires looking past grand gestures and focusing on the subtle, consistent patterns of behavior that reveal a deeper emotional truth. While loud declarations of love are easily recognized, quiet obsession is a more sophisticated and enduring form of devotion. It is characterized by a steady, unwavering focus that manifests in the smallest details of daily interaction. When a man is quietly obsessed, his fascination isn't a fleeting spark. It is a grounding force that dictates how he moves, listens, and remembers. He doesn't seek to overwhelm you with intensity. Instead, he seeks to support you with a quiet, persistent presence that makes you feel uniquely seen and profoundly valued. This form of attraction is often more telling than traditional romance, because it is involuntary. It is rooted in the subconscious, appearing in the way his body naturally leans toward yours, how his memory catalogues your most trivial preferences, and how he instinctively anticipates your needs before you even express them. It is a slow-burn devotion that builds a foundation of safety and mutual understanding. He isn't just interested in the version of you that the world sees. He is captivated by the subtle shifts in your mood, the specific way you laugh, and the private dreams you only mention in passing. Recognizing these 15 signs allows you to see the invisible threads of connection he is constantly weaving. It shifts the focus from what is said to what is done and, more importantly, how it is done. From the way he mirrors your body language to his unerring reliability in keeping small promises, these behaviors point to a man whose world has quietly reorganized itself around your existence. By identifying these subtle indicators, you gain a clearer picture of a heart that is not just interested, but deeply and intentionally devoted to the essence of who you are. 1. The consistent microlean. When a man is quietly obsessed, his physical orientation constantly gravitates toward your presence. Often without him realizing it, the microlean is a subtle shift in posture, a slight tilt of the shoulders or a gentle angling of the torso that occurs whenever you speak or enter the room. This isn't about invading your personal space. It is a subconscious manifestation of his desire to be closer to your energy and more attuned to your words. It signals that you are the most compelling person in his environment, effectively tuning out the background noise of the world to focus entirely on you. Even in a group setting, his body acts like a compass, always pointing toward its true north. It is a vulnerable, silent admission of attraction that proves his interest is deeply rooted in a genuine, magnetic pull toward your soul. 2. Reflexive protective instincts. Quiet obsession manifests as a hyper-awareness of your safety and well-being, often displayed through small, instinctive gestures. This might include walking on the street side of the sidewalk, placing a hand on the small of your back in a crowded space, or scanning a room before you enter it. These aren't grand, heroic displays meant for an audience, but rather reflexive actions driven by a deep-seated need to ensure you are comfortable and secure. He anticipates potential discomforts, like a draft in a restaurant or a heavy door, and mitigates them before you even notice there is an issue. This protective layer is a sign that he views your presence as precious and worth guarding. It shows he is mentally checking in on your status constantly, prioritizing your peace of mind above his own convenience or social distractions. 3. Recall of the smallest details. One of the most profound signs of quiet obsession is a memory that operates like a high-definition recorder for everything involving you. He doesn't just remember your birthday or your job title. He remembers the specific brand of tea you mentioned once 6 months ago, the name of your childhood pet, or the exact reason why you dislike a certain song. This level of detail-oriented memory is a direct result of the intense focus he places on you during every interaction. Because he values your essence so highly, no piece of information is considered small or insignificant in his mind. When he surprises you by bringing up a passing comment you made weeks prior, it reveals that he isn't just hearing you, he is truly listening and cataloging your life, because every fragment of you matters to him. 4. Uninterrupted active listening. In an era of constant digital distraction, giving someone your complete, undivided attention is an act of devotion. When he is quietly obsessed, his phone stays face down or in his pocket when you are talking. He maintains steady eye contact, nods in the right places, and asks insightful follow-up questions that prove he is processing your thoughts in real time. He isn't just waiting for his turn to speak or looking for an opening to talk about himself. He is creating a safe, dedicated space for your voice to be heard. This level of engagement indicates that your perspective is his primary interest. By silencing the rest of the world to focus on your narrative, He is silently communicating that your thoughts, feelings, and stories are the most important things on his agenda at that very moment. 5. Frequent eye contact across a crowded room. There is a specific kind of check-in look that a man gives when he is quietly obsessed with you, even when he is engaged in a conversation with someone else or standing on the other side of a busy event. His eyes will frequently seek yours out. It is a silent tether that keeps the two of you connected despite the physical distance or the presence of others. This isn't a staring contest, but rather a series of brief, meaningful glances meant to share a private smile or ensure you are still having a good time. It's as if he needs to visually confirm your presence to feel grounded in the space. This behavior reveals that you are his constant focal point. No matter how many people are around, his subconscious is always tracking your location and your happiness. 6. Subconscious mirroring of your body language. When a man is deeply attuned to you, he will often begin to mimic your physical actions without even realizing it. If you cross your legs, he might do the same moments later. If you lean your head on your hand, he follows suit. This psychological phenomenon, known as limbic synchrony, occurs when two people are so emotionally connected that their nervous systems begin to align. It is a powerful, non-verbal way of saying, I am in sync with you. This mirroring builds an invisible bridge of rapport and comfort, making the interaction feel effortless and deeply harmonious. For him, it is an involuntary response to the intense focus he has on your presence. By reflecting your movements, he is subconsciously trying to understand your internal state and show that he is completely on the same wavelength as you are. 7. Prioritizing your comfort without being asked. A man who is quietly obsessed possesses a high degree of emotional intelligence regarding your needs, often acting before you have to speak a single word. He is the one who notices the slight shiver in your shoulders and hands you his jacket, or quietly swaps his chair for yours because he suspects yours is wobbly. These actions aren't about being chivalrous for the sake of appearances. They are about a genuine internal drive to make your life smoother and more pleasant. He keeps track of your preferences, like how you like your coffee or which seat you prefer in a cinema, and arranges things to suit you. This silent labor of love shows that your comfort is always at the forefront of his mind. He finds personal satisfaction in being the silent architect of your ease, ensuring that your world feels a little bit better when he is in it. 8. Noticing subtle changes in your mood or appearance. While others might notice a dramatic haircut, the man who is quietly obsessed notices the tiny shifts that everyone else misses. He can tell by the way you hold your jaw that you've had a stressful afternoon, or he'll notice that you're wearing a new pair of earrings that you've never worn before. This hypervigilance is a byproduct of his constant affectionate observation. He has memorized the baseline of your personality and appearance so thoroughly that any slight deviation stands out to him immediately. When he asks, "Is something on your mind?" before you've even said hello, it's because he is so emotionally invested that he can feel the shift in your energy. This level of perception proves that he isn't just looking at you, he's truly seeing you, paying a level of attention that most people reserve only for themselves. 9. Creating inside jokes and shared language. One of the most intimate signs of quiet obsession is the deliberate cultivation of a private world that only the two of you inhabit. He will seize upon small, funny moments or unique observations to create inside jokes that become a secret language between you. Whether it's a specific look, a nickname, or a recurring reference to a past event, these elements serve to wall off the rest of the world and tighten the bond you share. By building this shared history, he is signaling that your connection is unique and irreplaceable. He takes delight in these hidden interactions because they reinforce the idea that you are a team. This shared vocabulary acts as a constant, subtle reminder of your intimacy, ensuring that even in a crowd, the two of you are connected by a thread of private understanding that no one else can access. 10. Respecting and remembering your boundaries. True obsession, when healthy and quiet, shows up as a profound respect for your autonomy and personal limits. He doesn't just listen when you state a boundary. He archives it and ensures he never crosses it. If you mentioned once that you need a few hours of alone time after work to decompress, he won't text you during that window, not because he's playing games, but because he genuinely values your peace. He remembers your no as clearly as your yes. This shows that he is more interested in your long-term comfort and trust than in his own immediate gratification or desire for attention. By meticulously honoring your boundaries, he is proving that his obsession is rooted in deep respect. He wants you to feel completely safe and empowered in his presence, knowing that your needs for space and agency will always be prioritized. 11. Making future plans that silently include you. When a man is quietly obsessed, his vision of the future naturally weaves you into the fabric of his upcoming life. He doesn't necessarily make grand, sweeping declarations about marriage on the third date, but he uses the word we with a casual, confident frequency. He might mention a concert happening 6 months from now, or a new restaurant opening next season, assuming without question that you will be there by his side. This isn't about being presumptive. It's a reflection of his internal reality, where a future without you simply doesn't exist. He is constantly looking for ways to bridge the gap between now and forever through small, concrete plans. By building a mental map of his life that features you as a permanent fixture, he is demonstrating that his obsession is stable, intentional, and deeply committed to your long-term presence. 12. Finding small excuses for brief physical proximity. A man who is quietly captivated by you will often find subtle, seemingly accidental ways to be near you. This isn't about grand gestures of affection, but rather the accidental brush of an arm when walking together, sitting just close enough that your knees might touch, or lingering a second longer than necessary when handing you a glass of water. These moments of microcontact are his way of feeding a deep-seated hunger for physical connection without being overbearing. He is drawn to your physical space like a moth to a flame, seeking the comfort and warmth that your proximity provides. For him, being close to you is a source of grounding and peace. These tiny, fleeting touches are his silent way of saying that he can't help but be pulled into your orbit, proving his attraction is a constant physical pull. 13. Celebrating your wins as if they were his own. When you succeed, a man who is quietly obsessed doesn't feel a hint of competition. Instead, he glows with a pride that often surpasses your own. He is the first person to congratulate you and the one who remembers to celebrate the small milestones that others might overlook. He listens to the details of your professional triumphs or personal growth with genuine enthusiasm because your happiness is intrinsically linked to his own. He becomes your most vocal advocate and your most loyal fan, often bragging about your accomplishments to others when you aren't around. This selfless celebration shows that he is deeply invested in your fulfillment. By making your joy his priority, he reveals that his obsession is rooted in a desire to see you shine, finding his own greatest satisfaction in the moments where you feel most accomplished. 14. Offering undivided attention during digital distractions. In a world where everyone is constantly scrolling, his ability to remain fully present with you is a significant indicator of his quiet obsession. When you are together, his phone is an afterthought, often forgotten in a pocket or left face down on a table. He doesn't feel the need to check notifications or respond to emails, because the reality of being in your presence is far more engaging than anything happening on a screen. He prioritizes the nuance of your facial expressions and the tone of your voice over the digital noise of the outside world. This deliberate choice to disconnect from technology to connect with you is a powerful statement of value. It shows that he considers time spent with you to be sacred and worthy of his full, undistracted focus, making you feel like the only person who truly matters in his world. 15. Consistent follow-through on minor promises. The final mark of quiet obsession is a level of reliability that borders on the extraordinary. He remembers the smallest commitments, sending you a link to a video he mentioned, checking on a car noise you worried about, or calling at the exact time he said he would. To him, these aren't just minor tasks. They are opportunities to prove his trustworthiness and his dedication to your happiness, because he is obsessed with your well-being. He never wants to be the source of a disappointment, no matter how small. His consistency is his way of building a foundation of absolute security for you. By following through on every tiny promise, he is silently communicating that you can depend on him for the big things too. It is a steady, rhythmic demonstration of love that proves his devotion is as reliable as the setting sun.